Good evening, Oswego, and welcome to WTOP 10 Thursday Night News, your connection to Oswego and beyond. I'm Adam Rupsick.
And I'm Brittany Hoffman. Today is November 29th, and this is your news, sports, and weather, all before the first commercial break. Let's take a look at your top stories. 10 News starts now.
Progressive Democrats in Syracuse rallied against Senator David Volesky. They stood outside the Syracuse State Office building Thursday to show the anger that Volesky and the Independent Democrat Coalition for voting Senate Republicans. They say since the New Yorkers voted him into the office and ran as a Democrat, he should support all Democratic values. Senator Volesky ran unopposed in this year's election.
One vacant property could bring the whole neighborhood down. That is the case that many property owners in Syracuse are facing. Of the 1,800 vacant properties in Syracuse, half of them can be seized for back taxes. Boarded up homes are just one of the many properties the city of Syracuse is going for after delinquent taxes. The city officials say the actual foreclosures will start this April.
Well, Brittany, the temperatures seem to be getting colder, but the snow is gone.
I was actually really sad to see it melt.
Brian Donegan's outside with a quick weather. Are there big changes on the way, Brian?
Thanks, Adam. You're very right. There are some big changes on the way, but first we have to get through tomorrow rather, and part of Saturday. But first, let's take a look at our weather tap radar rather. You can see there's not much going on across our immediate area. There is some snow up across the North Country. That's not going to affect us. That's moving towards the east. But there are a few flurries out here right now, and I do expect there to be a few lake effect snow showers developing later tonight. Let's take a look at our forecast for the rest of tonight. As I said, some snow showers and flurries, just a general trace to perhaps 1 inch, but most places just a coating. And then we'll take a look at our 3-day forecast. Tomorrow going to be a cold day. Bring the winter coat tomorrow, definitely. We're going to struggle to get above the freezing mark, 32 degrees, with some snow showers moving in later in the day. And then on Saturday, maybe a flurry early in the morning, but then just a mostly cloudy day. It will be a bit milder, though, in the mid-40s. And then by Sunday, look at this, 56 degrees. Yes, that's the right number. It's going to be a very mild day on Sunday, and some milder weather is also going to impact our region for the first half of next week. More on that coming up in the 5-day forecast. Right now, let's send it back inside to Adam and Brittany.
Thanks, Brian. We'll look forward to seeing more from you. The man accused in 2008 of the death of his son has been indicted by a grand jury. Carl Carlson, 52, of Seneca County, was indicted Thursday on 2 counts of murder and 1 count of insurance fraud. Authorities say Carlson took out a substantial life insurance policy on his son days before his son died. Deputies believe Carlson caused the vehicle to fall off a car jack and pin his son Levi, killing him. Carlson is scheduled to answer to the charges December 10th in Seneca County.
One person has died following an apartment fire in the village of Baldwinsville. Onondaga County 911 received a call about a man having trouble breathing. They later found out it was because of a fire inside of his apartment. Resident Larry Gillette was taken to St. Joseph Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Several residents in the apartments were also forced to evacuate. Officials say there was heavy damage to the structure of the building.
Well, Brittany, sports are taking over Oswego this weekend.
Our very own Ian Dembling is live with more.
We apologize for those technical difficulties. The new general education system, GE21, will take effect next fall.
Our very own Olivia Eugenio has more.
The new general education system, Gen 21, has been leaving some classrooms empty. The old system, which was comprised of about 45 credits, has now been minimized to about 35. Many students have had a tough time with registration since they didn't understand the Gen 21 system. I got to talk to some students about what they thought.
The whole sheet that outlines everything pretty much helps me. It's just I gotta actually sit down and go through, figure out what classes I've taken, stuff like that, what applies to it and what doesn't. So it just seems a little bit more simple than before. So I feel like it's gonna be a lot easier to use.
I'm a junior. I don't really want to change everything I've been working towards so far, so I'm not interested in doing the new one. But I'm glad that they gave me the option to continue the program that I'm on.
I actually like it. It benefits me. I have 3 gen eds left, and I went to a meeting earlier this week about it, and I found out that now I only have 1 gen ed left. I actually got pretty lucky because all the ones I've taken to this point they benefited something else, and I mean, I got lucky. I don't see a problem with it.
The new Gen Ed system, Gen 21, is a rousing success with all students, but it won't actually take effect until fall 2013. For 10 News, I'm Olivia Eugenio. Now back to the desk.
Oswego's Fall Bachelor of Fine Arts exhibition will open Friday, November 30th, with a free public reception from 5 to 7 p.m. in Tyler Hall Art Gallery. The reception for 14 BFA students will coincide with 14 pre-exhibition festivities for 4 students displaying works. And the Master's of Arts Thesis exhibition in one gallery, both shows will run parallel through December 12th with a Bachelor of Arts exhibition in room 201 of Tyler Hall. The cost of the event is free.
The Jazz Ensemble at SUNY Oswego will perform on Friday at Waterman Theater inside of Tyler Hall. The concert will take place from 7:30 to 9 p.m. and admission is $5. The concert is titled It's About Time, features Rochester guest musician alumnus Tamar Green. Ensembles will include the Jazz Small Group, the Latin Jazz Ensemble, and the Jazz Ensemble.
And now we'll take it to our live shot, Ian Demling, to tell us about the sports this weekend.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Brittany. I'm Ian Demling here for WTOP 10 News. I'm standing outside of the campus center here at SUNY Oswego, and we're getting ready for a big weekend full of Lakers sports. Starting tomorrow night at 6 p.m., check out the women's basketball game when they take on Plattsburgh State. The team is 3-0 so far this year. They're hoping to continue an undefeated season. That's going to be at the Max Seal Gymnasium. Then at 7 p.m., check out the men's ice hockey team when they take on Potsdam. The team is 7-0. They're doing a great job, and they're number 1 in the SUNYAC Conference right now. Check out that game tomorrow night at 7. Then at 8 p.m., check out the men's basketball team when they take on Plattsburgh. The team is 3-0 and just finished winning the tournament that was here in Oswego last weekend. But the fun doesn't stop there. On Saturday, December 1st, women's basketball at 2 p.m. versus Potsdam, women's ice hockey at 3 p.m. versus Chatham, men's basketball at 4 p.m. versus Potsdam, and that's all leading up to the big game, December 1st, Saturday, men's ice hockey versus Plattsburgh State here at the Campus Center Arena. They're taking on Plattsburgh State, their number 1 rival school, who beat them last year in the SUNYAC Championship 3-2. Oswego hopes to get revenge this year against the Plattsburgh State, and we're going to all see it live on Saturday. Hope to see you there. Hope to check out all these games. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Ian. Sounds exciting. Can't wait for the weekend. And now let's see what's going on in sports with Calvin Brown.
Thanks, guys. As Ian touched upon it, I'll elaborate more as the end of the semester approaches. Oswego Sports looks forward to a busy weekend coming up. The number 1 ranked men's ice hockey team hosts Potsdam and number 7th ranked Plattsburgh Friday and Saturday, with both games starting at 7 p.m. The Lakers remain undefeated at 7-0-0, while Potsdam and Plattsburgh have a combined record of 9-7-0. The women's ice hockey team will host against Chatham Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. And the men's and women's basketball team will put their 3-0 records at stake when they play Plattsburgh and Potsdam as well. Coming up later, find out how the Chicago Bulls did against the Mavericks, which 49ers quarterback is starting this Sunday, and an update on the NHL lockout.
Thanks, Calvin. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at your state news.
And we'll update you on what's going on around the world.
May have to dodge a few snow showers tonight, with some big changes are on the way by the second half of the weekend. I'll talk about those changes coming up in the full forecast right after the break. Stay tuned.
MBA program helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
2 and 3. Well, now I'm Naked Cowboy, coming to a town you're watching WTOP TV 10, Oswego, New York. I'm Naked Cowboy.
Last night, Lori Capricuzzi scored 2 goals on Aliyah Brian Love. And
Joe, get out. Adam, you're in. Lori Korpakovsky scored 2 goals on Ilya Brizgalov. Got it!
Good Thursday evening, Oswego. I'm meteorologist Brian Donegan. Happy Friday Eve. Let's get right to your forecast for tonight. Some snow showers and flurries, just a general trace to 1 inch, perhaps 1 to 3 for the Tug Hill. But it's going to be a cold night regardless, 20 to 25 for the low. Now let's take a look at your weather tap radar. Not much going on in our area right now, just a few flurries out there. There's some snow to the north. That's going to miss us. It's moving towards the east. But I do believe there will be some lake effect snow showers developing just to the south and east of Lake Ontario later tonight, so you may need the snow brush in the morning. Now your TOP weather headlines, let's take a look. Snow showers and flurries tonight, as I mentioned, just trace to 1 inch or so. Then we'll have a cold finish to the week. Your Friday is going to struggle to get much above 32 degrees. But then beyond Friday, we'll be under a warming trend for the next 5 days or so. We'll take a look at how warm we're going to get coming up in the 5-day forecast. Let's take a look around the state now. There is a cold front. You can kind of see it here on the temperature map. We're in the 20s to the north. The cold front has already passed through here. Now it's moving south, so once it passes south, Syracuse will probably drop into the 30s and to the 20s later tonight. That's what's going to cause the lake effect snow to develop later on. Now for Friday, I'm watching this stationary front here. It's going to move up later as a warm front later in the weekend, but before it does that, there's going to be some light snow around for the day on Friday, probably late in the day and into the evening and overnight hours. So let's time that for you in your future cast. 7 a.m. when you're waking up to go out to class. Just a few clouds around Central New York. Nothing to worry about, but as I said, you may need the snow brush to clean off your car. By 1 o'clock tomorrow, when you're heading out to lunch or your afternoon class, not much going on still, but you can see there's a few rain and snow showers across the southern tier and the Finger Lakes. They're going to be tracking northward. As we approach dinner time, say 7 o'clock, perhaps earlier, those snow showers will enter our region, so there will be a few more snowflakes for you to dodge tomorrow night. Now, there's going to be some mild air moving in for the second half of the weekend. The first half of next week, you can see Friday, Saturday. By Sunday, it approaches western New York, and by Monday and especially Tuesday, we're really going to feel the warmth here across Oswego County and central New York. Now, your class day forecast for tomorrow, 27 to start. Just some clouds around, but we'll warm up not very much. It'll stay cold throughout the day, only to around 32 degrees by tomorrow afternoon with some snow showers and flurries late in the day, late afternoon towards dinner time, we'll call it. For tomorrow night, those snow showers and flurries, just a trace to 1 inch or so, drop down to near 30s, another cold night tomorrow night. Your 5-day forecast, cold tomorrow, then a bit milder on Saturday. We're in the mid-40s, just an early flurry. Then by Sunday, look at that, 56 degrees. Just some afternoon rain showers, better than snow, I guess, if you're not a snow lover. Then on Monday, still mild with some rain showers around. And by Tuesday, another mild day, chance of some rain again in the mid-50s. So we're going from barely above freezing tomorrow and then into the 50s, about 10 to 20 degrees above normal by the second half of the weekend.
I better get my snow in all this weekend. Then I already broke out my snow boots. I'm really sad to have to take them back.
I'm sure you get plenty more opportunities to use them.
Sneakers, I don't know.
Yes, the sneakers for now, and then I'm sure you get the snow boots out eventually at Oswego.
Looks like it'll definitely be a whiteout weekend.
Yes, it will be, actually.
Thanks, Brian. Now we'll take a look at your state news. The city that never sleeps was pretty quiet on Monday. New York City police today said there wasn't a single stabbing, shooting, or any other type of violent crime on Monday. Deputy Police Commissioner Paul Brown says that the unusual given how many people are in the city. However, the department says it isn't reading much into a single day. New York hopes to finish out the year with its lowest murder rate since 1960.
New York leaders are still dealing with cleaning up from the city superstorm Sandy, but they do have another worry: looting. Officials say thieves raided the school in Queens and took off with $10,000 worth of equipment, including pricey tablets and computers. This school is one of 30 that has reported looting so far, according to the New York City Department of Education. The theft comes on top of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of storm damage to the schools.
Candles and stuffed animals now lie at a site where someone gunned down 16-year-old Bobby Spartain and their best friend, 15-year-old Raquel Gerstel. Witnesses say the girls were standing in their street when a car drove by and started shooting. Authorities say at least 36 bullets were fired. A mother of the victims is still struggling to make sense of the tragedy.
The former presidential candidate, Mitt Romney, arrived this afternoon for his meal with President Obama. The pair ate in the private dining room. This was the first time that they've met since the election. The president first mentioned the meeting with the former Massachusetts governor in his victory speech in Chicago. He said he looked forward to talking with Romney about ways to move forward with the country.
Palestinians are waiting for an outcome of a vote that could elevate their status at the United Nations. A yes vote would mean Palestine would be regarded as a non-member observer state. This would imply that recognized Palestinian statehood, while Israel and U.S. oppose the recognition. France and other Europeans are in favor of the vote.
Syrian rebels say they've shot down 3 military aircrafts in Al Paido province since Tuesday night. CNN's Arwara Damon traveled to the village in the north where residents picked through the wreckage of the fighter jet from the Olive Grove Wednesday after rebel fighters claimed to have shot down 3 government aircrafts in 24 hours. Opposition activists say at least 160 people were killed across the country on Wednesday. And when we come back, we'll have Julie McCarthy with your health segment, but first, here's your late night menu.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
And now we have Julie McCarthy with your Health Minute.
Hi, I'm Julie McCarthy, and if you're finding it hard to get through your work without craving your pillow and blanket, it's probably because you're not getting enough sleep to focus. I talked to some students about how their poor sleeping habits affects their days.
How many hours of sleep do you think you get a night?
Probably get about 12 to 13 hours of sleep per night.
I usually get 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
Without the proper 8 to 9 hours of sleep, our bodies become unhealthy inside and out.
Your body requires sleep in order to build up your immune system to fight off sickness. If you find yourself catching a cold easily, it might mean you need to catch up on your sleep.
Do you feel like you're more prone to sickness when you don't get enough sleep?
Yeah, I definitely always feel really crummy when I don't get a lot of sleep. a lot of times when I have a lot of tests in the same week, I don't sleep that much, and I always feel really like I have a cold and runny nose and coughing, and it really makes the test a lot harder. Did you know that being awake for more than 18 hours gives you the same effect as having a blood alcohol content of 0.05?
That's why you should always make sure you're well rested before you go and drive a vehicle.
Do you usually feel more emotional when you don't get enough sleep?
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot more stressed, and I definitely am more grumpier, and I have a really short temper when I'm not as rested.
Your brain takes time to organize information, and this happens while you sleep. It takes about 6 to 8 hours, so if you think a nap's a good idea, think again.
I hate taking naps because they leave me feeling tired and groggy afterwards.
I always have a really hard time going to sleep at night if I take a nap during the day.
Especially with final weeks coming up, we definitely want to catch up on our sleep and definitely get all that in.
I know I'm running on like 5 hours of sleep and 3 cups of coffee.
Who isn't these days in college, right?
Yeah.
Talking about relaxing a little bit, you also have a Hollywood Minute for us for some movies hitting the box office.
Starring Brad Pitt and James Gandolfini, Killing Them Softly involves 3 low-level thieves who rob a poker game and manage to crash the entire underworld economy. In an attempt to get revenge on the thieves, Brad Pitt plays an enforcer hired by the mob to restore order. Killing Them Softly is rated R. From the writer-director team behind several of the Saw movies, The Collection is about a masked psychopath who brutally tortures an unsuspecting group of partiers at an underground warehouse. The only survivor is kidnapped, and her father finds the only man who has ever escaped an encounter with this killer and forces him to lead a group of mercenaries through a house of horrors to find his daughter. The Collection is rated R. For Now Showing, I'm Julie McCarthy.
Thanks, Julie. And now we'll take a full look at sports with Calvin Brown.
The Chicago Bulls took on the Dallas Mavericks last night in an effort to add another W to the win column. Let's see how they did. Here are the highlights. Joakim Noah looks to lead Chicago to a victory without point guard Derrick Rose. Jumps to the third quarter, 11.5 minutes remaining. Rip Hamilton finds Noah on a pick and roll dunk. The Bulls go up 60-42. Then in the fourth quarter, a little over 7 minutes remaining, Luol Deng knocks down a 20-foot jump shot. He finished with a game-high 22 points. The Bulls are up now 88-66. Then in the fourth quarter again, 6.5 minutes remaining, Jimmy Butler scores on a fast break layup. A foul by O.J. Mayo. Check it out again. As you see, O.J. Mayo ran into a cameraman, and he ended up leaving with a bloody nose. But the Bulls, however, go on to win with a score of 101-78. Moving on to the NFL, San Francisco 49ers head coach Jim Harbaugh announced his starting quarterback for this Sunday, earlier today. And our survey says Colin Kaepernick wins the job. Former starting quarterback Alex Smith spoke to the media earlier today and said, quote, "I feel like the only thing I did to lose my job was get a concussion. You kind of state your case with the way you play, and I feel like I've done that. It's tough. It stings the most because you really try. It's something special going on here and sacrifice and invest so much time," end quote. However, Harbaugh did not name the starter for the remainder of the season. Kaepernick is 2-0 in his first 2 starts. And in the NFL, both sides met today for the second straight day, but still remain far apart in negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement. With the addition of a federal mediator, the players and owners failed to get closure. NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daley stated to reporters, quote, "After spending several hours with both sides over 2 days, the presiding mediators concluded the parties remained far apart and that no progress toward a resolution could be made through further mediation at this point in time. We are disappointed that the mediation process was not successful," end quote. Talks are expected to resume next week. That's it for sports. I'm Calvin Brown, and now back over to the desk.
Thanks, Calvin. When we come back, we'll take a look at the lighter side of news and their final forecast.
But first, let's take a look at your community calendar.
Oswego MBA program helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Here's a dive into the lighter side of news. The State Lottery Commission voted today to bring the popular game to California. Excitement over the game hit a fever pitch this week when a jackpot reached nearly $600 million. California could not buy into the Powerball fever because it is one of the 8 states that currently does not offer the game.
A new survey suggests that married couples are more likely to own a tablet, while smartphones are more popular with single people. Of the more than 2,000 people surveyed, 49% of single people said they owned a smartphone, compared with only 43% of married people. On the other hand, 45% of people who said I do reported owning a tablet, compared with the 36% of singles. But the digital marketing company said they released the survey. The search agency says the ages of survey takers more than their relationship status may have impacted the results.
A zebra and pony are back at their New York home after apparently trying to make a break for it. The unlikely duo were spotted running around Staten Island Wednesday. According to the New York Times, Rozzy the zebra and Casper the pony are best buds. The baby zebras followed the pony everywhere. The paper reports they escaped when the owner accidentally left the gate open after feeding them. By last night, they were back in their pen and a new adventure under their hooves. And now we'll take a final look at your forecast with meteorologist Brian Donegan.
Thanks, Adam. Let's get right to the forecast for tonight. Some snow showers and flurries, just a general trace to an inch. Then your class day forecast for tomorrow, starting off cold at 27 and finishing cold at 32, so bring the heavier coat tomorrow. Might see some snow showers late in the day and into tomorrow night. So just dress warmly tomorrow night, and then we'll warm up by the second half of the weekend.
Looking forward to that end of the weekend being warm.
It'll be nice, yes.
I mean, like I said, I mentioned it several times today, I can't wait for the snow. I'm a huge holiday person. I'm really big in winter sports, so I don't know.
Don't worry, Brittany, because it'll come back probably within a week or two. It's Oswego.
With that first sticking snowfall last week, I was so excited. Yeah. I was outside with my snow boots, like I said.
It was nice.
So maybe a little snow for the big sports whiteout weekend and another great weather. But that'll do it for us here at WTOP 10 News. For the 10 News team,
I'm Calvin Brown.
I'm Brian Donegan.
I'm Brittany Hoffman.
And I'm Adam Rupsick. It's been a pleasure this semester. Have a great one.